Hi, Robert Cochran here for Brendan TV along with Jesse Johnson. Jesse, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So I wanted to get onto this before we get to Prey. We were talking a little bit of sports. I just wanted to follow up. You grew up in Aspen, right?
Yeah, I grew up in Aspen, Colorado.
So the ice hockey is obvious. You played
Yes.
that. But then summertime, it gets real nice up there. What do you do in the summer for sports?
Anything. We did a lot of mountain biking, whitewater kayaking, actually. I had the privilege of going to these great schools that prided themselves on a really extensive outdoor curriculum. So I could, do whitewater kayaking as, part of my electives and sports. And it was a wonderful use of all of the great natural resources that we have in Colorado. So yeah.
Colorado's a great place to be, as I
Awesome.
mentioned. Yeah, Denver. I spent some time there and loved it. And yeah, you're right. Once you get bit by the bug, it stays with you.
It's like the best place for fans in the nation, maybe next to St. Louis.
Yeah,
You
they're,
know?
they're crazy for the Cardinal for
Yeah,
sure.
it's crazy. And when the Blues were there
That's
and
true.
the Rams were there, I mean, they get crazy on it over there. But yeah, with the Broncos and that Colorado Avalanche, which I loved, it doesn't really get better for fans than in Denver.
Awesome.
So it was cool.
Okay, so getting to Prey. How did you hear
Oh,
about
we
the
didn't talk about
project?
the Nuggets though.
Oh, do you
and
want?
how
We can. We can go there.
Because I mean, I told you I was gonna have a finals either way.
Yeah.
Because I am a Lakers fan and I am a Nuggets fan.
How long you been in LA now?
10 years.
Okay, so
Started
that's
with
long enough to-
college.
you're legit,
It's long
okay.
enough, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually born there and then transplanted to Colorado.
Okay,
But I
so
claim
you're not a fair
Colorado.
weather. You
'cause-
got some
yeah,
legitimate
we go
roots.
back and forth. We got
Okay.
I got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
I like to span a couple different places. A little
So-
time in New York too.
And now you said, I mean, this was a legitimate tear for you. You had the Nuggets and the Lakers going at
I
each
know
other.
it was tough. I know I had Kobe and then Birdman going after each other, and it was like, oh no, but I gotta tell you, and I know my dad's gonna kill me, but I was kind of pulling for the Nuggets. But like I said, I had a finals either way. So.
But that's right. When you and your dad can kind of be a little at odds with each other about sports, that's about as good as it gets.
Yeah, totally. It makes for like a really fun, witty banter in the living room,
Yeah.
Plus, he's got little ones running around who are, eating up everything he says. So they're like all Lakers, and I'm like the villainous older brother that's all about the Nuggets coming to the house. Like, oh.
So you like playing the dark roles. We're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, definitely. There's always mischief and humor to be found in everything.
Yeah.
And that's what I try to do. It's one of my secrets.
Shh, don't mention it. We're going to edit that part out. Yeah, that's good when you get the family root. So, okay, so now we can talk about Prey. How did you hear about the film and what attracted you to it?
Well, I got a phone call from my manager at the time who said, we've got this script for you. We think you'd be really right for it, and the producers are really interested in you for the role. So they sent me the script, and I read it, and I was like, this is a really cool idea, The script itself stood up. It was a really high concept thriller, and had a lot of great things about it. And so I responded to the material, and they came back and they offered me the job. And the perk on top of it was 2 months in Australia in a beautiful place like Melbourne. They'd kill me for saying that just then. Melbourne. I can't believe it. And we shot there for 2 months, and then I got to meet all the great people down there. It was basically like I get to go do what I love, get paid for it, and go do it in an amazing place that I had never really spent a good deal of time in.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
So, did you feel like the material, you mentioned it being a thriller. I've heard a lot from the other cast members talking about it having this weird edge or cool edge maybe of horror and comedy built into it. Did you see that when you read it, or was that something you think came out of?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that the most effective horror movies are ones that are, not taking themselves too seriously.
Scream, for instance, maybe?
Exactly. You need that element of comedy in it, and you need to have that humor. And I thought that it was great to have my character Gus, be this guy who was super nonchalant, kind of had a laissez-faire attitude about everything, was willing to make business deals at the throw of a dice, and just, say, screw it, I'm going to go to the beach for the weekend, I lose my job, I don't care, which is totally how I like to live my life anyway. If I, want to pick up and move somewhere on a whim, I just kind of do it. I don't really think about it. So it's good, it was fun to do, and it added a little twist of playfulness to the whole movie, which is, I think, what keeps it separate from other horror films.